So when I think about July 4th coming up here soon, I think about my best day ever on the doors. It was the day I sold 23 accounts, July 4th, the year 2000, forever ago. But I want to give a little bit of a background and just help you to understand how in the world did I sell 23 accounts in a day, and really what happened not only on the 4th of July, but also on the 3rd of July and then on the 5th of July as well. I think it tells a few really good stories about how sales work in general. But first thing about the 4th of July in 2000 that is worth noting is that I pre-planned to knock a specific area that I felt would be a great area where a lot of people would be home, they'd be in good moods, being that it was a holiday. And so I did a little bit of pre-planning. I think that's, again, a very important part that a lot of sales reps don't think much about. They kind of just wait to get their area, they cruise through their area, maybe before they start knocking, or they just start knocking on one end of the area, work their way to the other end. I'm always the kind of rep that would rather pre-plan everything, have kind of a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, some fallback plans if those things don't work out. Second thing, first person I talked to on the 4th of July, I had woken up, she came with her hair all messy in her robe or whatever, and she wasn't too happy with me. So there was a little bit of discouragement right off the bat. I was pumped up for a big day, got shot down pretty quickly by that first contact. Even had thoughts of going back to my car, waiting out for half an hour till maybe more people got awake, but talked myself out of that, went on to the next door, kind of kept trucking through it. So 4th of July or say a big day that you're prepped to have, maybe the first door, the first few doors, maybe the first few hours don't go as planned. That's just part of it. You got to roll through it. You got to keep your head up, keep plowing forward. Then once I got into the early afternoon, I got hungry. Obviously, that's going to happen if you're on the doors all day. Fortunately, I had packed a lunch that day. I just brown bagged it, had it in my car. Just pounded a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, with whatever else that I ate that day, and then just got right back out to work. So I didn't take that long break or that big exhale of, oh man, I'm hot, I'm tired, it's a holiday, I'm working, I'm not in the best mood. It was more like just get back out on the doors and keep pounding. And then lastly, I think sometimes it's a weird way to think of this, but sometimes you got to think of this idea of satisfaction and being satisfied with what you have and leaving. I mean, I had hit my goal that day, which was probably 10 accounts or whatever. I had hit that goal early in the day. Certainly to be able to sell 23 accounts, you have to get you probably you hit your goal a little bit earlier in the day. So I had hit that goal pretty early, but I kind of had this feeling like, hey, if I've got all this positive momentum in my favor, why in the world would I give up now? Why would I start over tomorrow with 0 sales when I've already got 10 under my belt? So again, I just kept going, had some plans I had to change for later on in that evening, but that was fine. Again, to me, it was all about that positive momentum. So I busted it out from early in the morning till dark, till I couldn't knock anymore, and that was my day. But I will say this, the day before on July 3rd, I maybe had 1 or 2 sales, can't remember, it wasn't a huge day at all. But again, one of those things to where every day you have an opportunity to make the most out of that day. So it didn't really matter that I had 1 or 2 the previous day. I sold 23 the next day. The day after that, just cleaning up my area, which is another pitch for making sure you really milk your area for what it's worth. But I was able to put on, I think, 17 accounts the next day. And so I had a total of 40 accounts in 2 days in one neighborhood. And that was pretty awesome for me. The other thing I'd like to point out, there's a lot of reps that sell a lot of accounts, but I will say this. I got 23 sales on July 4th, and in the next 2 days, all 23 of those sales got serviced. And by the time I got my full back-end payout, all 23 of those accounts I had been paid for. So I wasn't just putting on crap accounts. I mean, they were great accounts. They were accounts that stuck with the service agreement. They were accounts that I got paid for. The other point to make is I didn't throw out some big discount like a lot of times we hear, where sales reps are like throwing out free initials or dollar initials. It was just the regular pricing that I was selling the entire time. We had that same pricing going through even on the 4th of July. So anyway, a few things to keep in mind as we're approaching the 4th here for you. Hopefully it's as great of a day for you as it was for me. And hopefully some of these tidbits of advice will help you, not just on the 4th, but as you continue to progress throughout the summer. Good luck.